Hi there, welcome back to Warwick. After our Christmas break, it's January, it's the new year, and here we are starting the year in a slightly different way. At home for the first few weeks, and really here at Study Happy, which of course is a part of the library at the University of Warwick. We're here to give you some tips for looking after yourself, making sure you're as productive and as efficient, but also thinking of yourself and your mental health as you can be. So here are the Study Happy tips for the new year. With me, Johnny, one of these Study Happy ambassadors, alongside Holly, who joins us now from home, and so does Gervais. We're all Study Happy ambassadors. Oh, it's so great to see you all. Did you have a nice Christmas?
Yeah, it was really nice to be at home.
Absolutely, same here.
I think at the start of the year, it can be quite hard, can't it, to be kind to yourself. You put a lot of pressure on yourself with the resolutions and your goals for the year and everything. Gervais, how do you handle this extra pressure at the start of the year?
I think it's just reminding myself that, with a new beginning, a new year, it's just having that energy and having this new fresh start that you're able to look at the new year that's coming ahead with so much positivity. But at the same time, though, it's just understanding as well that I shouldn't beat up myself for the fact that I might have, lapsed or made a few mistakes in the previous year, but I always try to look at it positively. Absolutely.
I quite like the opportunity to get a bit like revitalized over the break and then sort of come into the year all guns blazing. What do you think, Holly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one who has never managed to keep a resolution past January unless it's been pretty small. So I never really put a lot of pressure on myself. And I just, by taking it easy, that really helps me get back into sort of the swing of things at university or work or whatnot.
But you say there, like, you can't keep them unless it's a small one. Surely sometimes it is better to have a more like achievable, a real resolution. I try not to do something too big, but just something, I suppose something a bit manageable and a bit achievable.
Yeah, definitely. I think, the bigger they are, the easier they are to break. So you might as well just do something achievable that makes you feel really good then when you can keep them.
Because some people are like, oh my God, I'm going to eat lettuce every single day and I'm going to go for a 5-mile run every morning. And it's like, you're not going to do it. Why don't you just say, I'm going to keep healthy? It's a far more sort of broad resolution. Gervais, have you got any New Year's resolutions this year?
I think my one has been to just read more. I think being a university student, obviously we do so much reading, but it's reading more for myself, I would say. Learning new things, even if it's a cookbook, just learning something new, learning and reading something new. I think that's my biggest resolution. And I don't think it's going to be that difficult not to achieve. So I'm really excited.
I quite like studying at home. I get quite into it actually, but it's going to be really weird, I think, starting the new year whilst being at home, not being with your mates, these people you haven't seen for these weeks.
It really is. It really, really is.
And how are you planning on sort of coping with these few weeks? Because it's quite a difficult time.
I think obviously the fact that we have our course keeps us occupied enough. So that's really important. That's a saving grace in a way. But I think it's also just taking advantage of the fact that we are in a familiar space at the end of the day. So taking advantage of the fact that we are home, we can enjoy a few extra weeks of being at home in our own ways. And just at the end of the day, keeping concentrated, keeping as healthy as possible, keeping as sane as possible in whatever new resolutions that we have and any small hobbies that we have. I think it's really important to just keep sane, especially being at home and being away from friends.
I think one of my favorite things when I'm at uni is living with my mates and just, spending all that time with them. And I'm finding it a bit difficult in the university mindset, but not seeing my friends and sort of, hanging out together and cooking together and everything. But that separation from friends, especially when we've been together so much in that first term, we couldn't go out, we had to spend a lot of time together. It's difficult.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially after we had such a large break before as well, then being with them constantly and then another big break. I think it's just important to just really keep up the communication with them so you can still have that sense of closeness with them.
Like me and my mates, my flatmates, we don't chat all the time every day, but just a little message just to check in on you. And actually, I think I'm always surprised by how normal it feels, just like texting away like we're in the kitchen. it's really nice. But then we're going to have this thing, Gervais, in a couple of weeks where we go back to uni, and after spending so long with the family, that then you start missing them. You can't have both.
Well, I think it's just keeping up, just like, as you said, the communication of just sending out that small text sometimes and being like, oh, I miss you. How has your day been? Which is really important, obviously, with our flatmates, but it's equally as important with family. Keeping up with them, even if it's just to send a silly meme or something on Facebook, at the end of the day, it's keeping in touch, which is what really matters.
I'm not sure my mum has quite grasped memes yet, but maybe she will. I'll give her a ring. But you always, I'm always sort of surprised by how much it means to them, you picking up the phone, having that conversation, because they really look forward to hearing from you. Holly?
Yeah, I mean, my parents love it when I FaceTime them. I love a good FaceTime, being, having that face-to-face sort of communication, even though you may be all the way across the country from them. But also family group chats or even group chats with your friends, they're very informal, sending, jokes and whatnot. And that's also a very nice sense of familiarity you have there as well.
We tried a family Zoom in November when I was still at uni, and it took so long for everyone to grasp the concept that you have to log in, and it took, I think we're going to stick to the phone calls, but I'm a bit jealous, Holly, that your family do FaceTime and mine, not quite at that extent just yet. This time of year, I mean, we've said about these New Year's resolutions and things that we start, but actually it's supposed to be a time of new beginnings, fresh starts, but sometimes we can be a bit hard on ourselves, I think, at this time of year, especially after the roller coaster year we've just had. Gervais, how do you plan on enjoying 2021, but not trying to, beat yourself up all the time?
Well, it's really important, just like you said, not beating up yourself over just a year that was very much stagnant, very much monotonous for a lot of us. And I think it's coming into 2021 and saying to yourself that it's all right that 2020 was such a slow and long year. And even though it was a year that a lot of people learned a lot about themselves, about other people, perhaps even got closer with other people that they wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to, I think it's going into a new year and really reminding yourself that it's fine having a bad year. And I think collectively we've all had a bad year, and just moving forward from that and really understanding that a new year is a new beginning. So that's what counts, and that's what should count.
I think, Holly, we've put quite a lot of pressure on 2021 because it's like, 2020's been rubbish. 2021 is going to be so much better. We're going to have so much a better year. We're looking forward to it. I think that's going to be difficult at times this year.
It definitely will, especially as it's looking like the beginning of the year isn't going to be too different from 2020. So I think it's very important to remember that while we have all these hopes for 2021, at the beginning, it may seem like things aren't changing, but there is some hope for further into 2021.
Yeah, there is. I think halfway through is when I'm looking towards, and then for me, that's when the year actually starts. that's when I'm hoping for everything to be okay. Oh, it's so lovely to see you all, and I can't wait to see you in person when we can. But thanks, Holly. Thanks, Gervais. It's great to talk to you, and see you very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
So Holly, Gervais and I, we're all Study Happy ambassadors at the University of Warwick. And if you want to get involved with the things we do, then make sure you follow the library on social media. You can head to the library website as well on Warwick and join our Library Online Lounge, which is our Microsoft Teams channel. And we'll see you then. And Happy New Year.